All right, there we go. Now we're working. So we get caught up here, make sure everything sounds good. Doing a little experimentation. And I needed to check that right away. So what I wanted to talk a little bit about 360 cameras today because I've got a fair bit of experience with them. I've used them, not just for trying to create, just for videos for demonstration, but actual videos for use. I've got a bunch of good examples of that. I want to show you those. I also want to show you probably the best video if you're on the fence for the OSMO 360. So, there's a lot of really good information out there. Me being where I'm at, I'm probably not going to be able to touch one for a while. I don't know that when that time comes, when I'm going to be, free to go and get one, say it shows up at Best Buy or somewhere like that. I'll cross that bridge, when I get to it. But the OSMO 360, this video is all about that. And there, I have one really, really good recommendation for you. If you're one of those folks that is, that want to get this camera, you're going to go through whatever it takes. You're going to order it from Korea. It's going to take a while though, because there is a, we're last on the list. So, but, oh, come on here. Speaking of cameras, there we go. The link, great camera by a company called Insta360. I'll let that segue us into really the king of action cameras, especially the action camera that is the 360 camera, which is the X5. So I've got experience with a couple of different 360 cameras. I've got the RS. I've got the X. I've had the X, or the first the 361, which was a kind of an interesting shape 360 camera. Probably about the same size as this, but it was rounded. It had the lenses on the top. It was very crude as far as the video that it created. But by the time I didn't buy the X2 or the X3 because they weren't better than the RS and some of the other cameras. You're saying, well, when am I going to get to the OSMO? Well, we'll get to the OSMO because there's really not a lot to say about it. They've created a list of things that they made better, but you can't argue that all of those, those square sensors and all the different things that they boast, that all of those things have created a we consider to be a perfect image, and I've done a bunch of 360 filming. I go back, I don't know if I can find any of my old stuff. I've got stuff that goes, I can go I can go ask, I can go ask my AI program. And when I went to Poland see if it'll go to my Google Drive here. And but anyway, while we're moving along here, I'll see if I can find that footage. But that was footage. Let's see, let's get that off here. Let's go into my images. I didn't think about going here, so and I'd have to go. Well, like I said, let's see, go back to 2018, somewhere back there. I don't know how I labeled it, but I'll definitely find it because I posted it in here, and there's a lot of video I did during that time. But anyway, the 360 brought in a larger sensor, but most of the other things that it's claiming it has are things that have already been created and done. So it's not here we go. I found the footage, but it's not ground shaking stuff. Meaning it's not. It did not change. It did not change the 360 world. Ricoh had already put out, and has put out. It's probably the #1 camera used by the real estate industry. And I would say that if they want to jump into that space, good luck. There's plenty of folks in there. Like I said, I'll keep looking. There's 2 different drives that I have stuff stored. I found one set of film, but it's not 360 footage. It's footage that is regular 2D footage, which is pretty good footage, actually. But anyways, I want to first start with some samples. So I'm going to show you where a great place to go to get, to get this footage. And I'm going to show you some footage that I've done. Not this stuff. This is old stuff. This goes way back. I've used 360 cameras for. I've used them underwater. I've used them in perspective shots. I've traveled with them. So it's not like I say, hey, the 360 cameras are good or bad because of any guesses that I made. It's going to be from experience. So I just want, if you're new to my channel and you have probably seen something 360 or pieces of 360. Probably the first thing I could share with you is a compilation I did for a product review. So I'm going to go to that really quick, just because it's new. So let me just let these commercials play through. All right. Show you that. So yeah, it's intro. I'm going to go to the very end where I do a whole compilation. Yeah, this is that same. All right. Okay. So this is a product that was a review product, and it was done with X5 footage. So let me go ahead and show you that one. Go to my screen capture. All right. Hopefully we got sound there. Oh my Lord. I moved to my screen capture. So let me do some audio input capture here. Guys, I'm not used to using this computer. So let's go out of there. There we go. All right, so once again, I'm gonna go through over that again. So I'm getting the so here's your flat perspective shot. So this is your plain old non, this is just a flat shot. So you really are limited as to what you can really show with that flat shot, right? So, here's another one. You get this, close on perspective. This is just plain old action footage. You put the camera down. I think this is the DJI Pocket 3. You get really good depth, things like that. So that's, that's the footage you get. So then we're going to flip over to X5 footage. Look at how that changed everything. Now you're with the camera, you're moving with it. Everything is good. So that's that's your advantage right there. You get the perspective from the rider's perspective. Now you can get other perspective. You can get above the head. You can get lower, and you got all these different moving shots, front and back. You get the of course the tiny planet shot. Okay, so if I go back and let me go hit that. All these shots were invented by the people that started the 360 movement. Okay. So like there's your tiny planet on the bottom left there. Get that whole global shot, but a little bit of unnatural colors in there. I've boosted up the color a little bit, but it's a product endorsement. It's a product demo, so you can have fun with color at that point. But if you look up here, there's no you see the down below here, these two shots here were done with just standard color profiles. And you can see down below how the sky got bluer. That's an enhanced color profile. And here's an interior shot. You can't do that. You can't get these moving shots like this with any other camera. So this is just a good example of how you can pull off the the 360 thing. Okay, I'm gonna go over to this shot right here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and post Tamara Gabriel's her channel. So this is one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to camera gear. She does an awesome job. She's really focused in on what is natural tone, and she basically took the two cameras and she put them side by side. I think she's the only one that took Insta360 footage and put it next to the OSMO footage. I thought it was a great move because there were things that Insta360 did that was really good. So I will post here. Let me pop out my chat and get my on here and I just want to get her channel on there. So I basically walk the walk and talk the talk. All right. I had it popped out and I thought, oh, I can do it with, here, let me get out of there. I thought I could do it with the dock inside of, there we go. Thought I could do it with the dock inside of my browser here, but it's now wasn't working. Okay. So here's Tamara Gabriel. Go ahead and put this down here. There we go. So we have her channel. So there's a link to her video, but you can see she's basically playing out
the OSMO 3.
The color profiles of both cameras, left and right. Okay. And I thought I really liked how she picked different lighting. Both of them are able to cut out the selfie stick. You can see the one on the right is a little darker in tone and to the one on the left. And I'm going to tell you right now, anything that's darker in tones is always almost to a fault. It's always DJI. So I'm without even looking at this footage, I know the footage on the right is DJI, the footage on the left is Insta360. Let's see if I'm right. So I'm just gonna go move it ahead. I encourage you to go and check this out and see it in 4K. So don't I mean, I'm showing it in 1080p. Go to her channel, click on that link, and watch how basically she looks in both. Now you can see the selfie stick is showing in both of these. Hey, homegirl, how you doing? The selfie stick in both of these shots is clearly visible. Okay, and she's moving it. But the key is don't worry about the selfie stick. Okay, look at the footage, and you can see once again it's following my rule, which is DJI tends to be darker tones. Insta360 tends to use brighter tones. So she does a lot of that side-by-side stuff in here. Okay, here's another great shot. Once again, you can see the darker tones. Some people don't like the fact that it creates this lighter color, this color that's not as is what she would say. Is she has basically said that it's a preference. So you have to prefer one color, palette over another. And most of the real camera gurus like the darker tones. They like the more natural tones, where I like to see more breakup. I'm really thinking DJI is doing a really good job here. I'm not, but is it enough to switch and to update? Should you be jumping your gear to another platform if you're already used to the way if you're already used to the way the video is basically post-produced? Because 360 has one huge problem. All 360 cameras require a second step, where almost any other camera is only two-step process. So there's another great shot. Once again, the darker tones tend to be, here's one without a person. Let's make sure it's full on. This is her using some log footage. So these are basically the two logs in grading. I'd say in both of these shots, both of them suck. Both of them are very dull and lifeless. This is where I changed my whole entire, philosophy on cameras. I finally broke into the world of real cameras. So if you want really good walking shots, you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to hit this pretty hard. Okay. So, um, so I went into this world, and I'm learning. The learning curve for this is probably as hard as the 360. Most people get into the 360 world and they get frustrated because they're like, hey, I thought this was supposed to be easy. Well, it's not. It takes steps. You still have to do, instead of one set of editing, you have to edit twice. And then in this world, you have to learn how to use, and anybody that's familiar with the camera world. Here, let me go ahead and give everybody a taste of the menu system of a DSLR camera. I mean, every one of those is a page, and every page basically gets you deeper and deeper into different settings. I mean, it's endless, and that's what camera gurus like. They like the endless amount of settings and things like that. But I went this. So this is a Canon R50 V. So if you're wondering what camera this is the budget version of the. This is the budget in the Canon world. So yeah, this is the one I'm in. Believe me, I'm in deep now. I bought an adapter for E-mount lenses so I can get EF lenses. These are RF lenses. Guys, it's a huge rabbit hole. And then there's another, one expense after another. So every one of these lenses has a specific purpose, and so we're experimenting with different audio sources. But with 360, it's kind of a similar dance, But the cost, you walk in with a lower cost point. I mean, it's 360 cameras. Newer 360 cameras are running right now about almost $600. Oh boy, I got to stop that from doing that. I'm getting the, speaking of cameras, that's the Insta360 with a mind of its own. And I gotta shut that. Let's see, where is my, on here. I gotta get it. I gotta get control of that puppy. I gotta turn on the link controller. All right, give me a second here. More settings. Yes, guys, you get a camera, it's just setting after setting after setting. And this one, every time I open it up, it makes me go through that whole freaking set of, let's see, go to small. There we go. Okay, we're back. Okay, all right. So this will allow me to turn off the AI tracking. There we go. Now I got manual settings. I can go like that. Let's see here. That way. All right. Okay. So let's get back to our screen capture here. So once again, I think this is a sucky image. I think both of those are crap. Okay, I think they're both pretty much garbage. Here, let me get me out of here. Get myself out of the shot there. Here, let's just turn me off. All right. So anyway, she's basically giving us a look from both perspectives. Yeah, I don't, Benelli guy, I really don't know what I am as far as a camera person. I'm learning. I'm learning. I did do a fair amount of photography in the film days. I did develop old school film. So, but digital's fun. I think digital gives you a lot more bang for your buck. You get way more samples. That kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going full on. So just remember, I want you to check out Miss Gabriel's channel. She's got there we go. Now, once again, this is a log shot. These are log footage that have been color graded. She might have been talking about log footage. I don't really believe that one should use. Now this is single lens mode, and it's more difficult to see the difference in single lens mode. But once again, the X5 tends to be a little brighter. And here, let me just move that back over. The X5 tends to be a little brighter than the Osmo. Okay, the X5 is a little bit brighter than the Osmo. But both of them give you a really great color profile. I think, if you were just trying to do a walking and talking shot, this would take care of it. All right. I just want to scrub through it. I don't want to spend any more time because I want you to go check out this video. But here again, we have a garbage truck that goes by, which actually is really good. It's like having a color. It's having a color palette going by, and you can see the darkness and the lightness. So the Insta360 is a lighter profile, and the Osmo Action, the Osmo 360 tends to darken it. Look at the tree. Look at the different shades in there. To me, I think you could almost match those two with just a little twerking around. So yeah, hey, Mr. Benelli guy, did I even here? Let me make sure I get you on my moderators list. But that over. But anyway, let's get the edit moderator standard. Yeah, I'd like you. We want you to come back. Okay. Right now, guys, this is way early for my normal time, so I planned on getting this recorded. I'm 37 minutes into it, and I already had enough mistakes I made in it with my audio earlier. So appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in. But anyway, yeah, please check her channel out. Okay, the other thing I wanted to scrub through is the night footage. And, this is where a 1-inch sensor, oh boy, here we got to play the ad. Okay, this is where the 1-inch sensor is supposed to have an advantage. And in this case, you do see much more natural images in the Osmo shot. You can definitely see the buildings better. They're pure video and super night mode. Insta360 has a night mode as well. Excuse me. So there's a super night. So one of the things that I need to show you guys, let me go back to just so we're fair here. I don't want, remember these guys are given products, and they so let me just go ahead and let's see. Let's go to pure video, Instaframe. They have a star lapse. Oops, that's not what we want. Yeah, it is pure video. Sorry, guys. Off. Come on here. Trying to get the setting here. There we go. So if you go into your Insta360 X5, there is the pure video mode right there. So in here you've got your menus, and in those menus you can see there's photo mode, interval, sky lapse, star lapse. So anyway, the one I'm trying to stop on is pure video. There we go. There it is. There's pure video mode right there. And bang. I guess I could put it down on the here. Let's do that really quick here. I'm going to switch over to bench view here really quick. To the main, but all right. So let me just move ahead here. So her night mode is good. Let's go to the, and we're going to go to the X5. She does her talking vlogs side by side. I like that. Just a lot of, she does a lot of, I'm gonna probably stop it right here. She just does a lot of comparisons, and I think and she really kind of makes that point, is that when when you look for a camera like this, you need to basically you're going to have a preference. Okay, you're going to have a preference when it comes to this. So for example, in this shot here, she looks muted, and over here I just think the colors are brighter, and this is the me mode. This is what they call the selfie mode, and in the selfie mode, I'd say that the Insta360 is winning. So she's kind of balancing some different. As far as audio is concerned, now I'm not going to play any audio, but it's really when we're talking audio, DJI tends to be the king of audio. So Insta360 allows for DJI products to work with it, which is really good. So there's a lot of really great things happening in the market. DJI is not trying to lock them out, but they are locking them out of their noise cancellation, their version of noise cancellation. So you have to have the one camera and the transmitter for it to get the true noise cancellation, where you just get the sound from the other side. So I think that the OSMO, wins when it comes to its own audio. Let's see if there's any more. I think I'll just stop it there. I think that's pretty much all. But please check her channel out. All right, let's move on. Okay, so here is a walk-in blog that I did in 9x16. And I was in Cleveland, Mississippi. Okay, it was just a fun little vlog. I was really happy with this place that I was at, and I wanted to do a walk around town. So
just cute, feels nice.
So this is my own stuff, so I can play it.
Obviously, they got a university, so it's a university town.
But I was really impressed with Cleveland.
I'm very surprised. This is a really cool. So Cleveland, I guess there's like 25 Clevelands in America.
And after I got the footage from this, I was like, wow, this is really good. Like everything is just very vibrant and pleasant, which makes for the video's purpose even that much better. Okay, I was on my way to this ice cream shop, which is on the left hand side. If you're looking straight, I just got back from a coffee shop and was running down to another shop.
But
So
really cool. Check
but
this.
you
and
know,
then just
you're
look at the street.
walking,
I'm
you're
walking down
talking,
actually a
and then the
little
camera
pathway,
allows for you to
little
swing it
walkway that goes
around, get the
between north and south
trees,
streets,
you know,
and it's just really cute. I'm very impressed.
you get the
with this
red
town.
roses that we went by.
One thing about a town like this, you have to
So
be at the same speed.
yeah, 360 is
really
fun.
cool. I just want you to see this town.
But it's really
like
easy to make
the
a
nicest
9 by
town in the
16.
South so
This is in me mode. Okay, so remember I showed you that it's a little globe, and what's cool about me mode is it'll make a vlog for you, and it'll also save a copy for a 360. So you always have a 360 shot that you can go back to just in case. It's kind of cool. They're the only ones that did this. And their summer launch, you know, this summer they put out a big software update, a firmware update. And that's why I like Osmo. Osmo's got they've got all the toys. They know what people are asking for. They got a lot of cameras in a lot of people's hands, you know.
I would give it the number one nicest town.
There's the Cleveland sign right there, which I actually zoomed in on when I did the shot for this, so you can see I love Cleveland right there.
Here we go. Let's see here.
See, there's the zoom in right there. That's a digital zoom.
Got a stoplight in here, and
And a
actually
little crosswalk,
the
friggin'
bus
stop. Now here comes the truck taking a left.
the bus was told not to. There's one of the farmers. There's some freaking farmers in this town that have some serious.
So anyway, that I had a lot of fun with that shot here. I want to show you one more. Let me show you the other one. Let's go to. I don't do too many shorts. That's not 360. Let's go.
I am standing.
Where's my other one? One here. Got the GLP-1 shot going on there. This is it right here. Okay, so this is where the 360 camera really earns its pay right here. So this is an interior shot of a train caboose. Okay, the last car of a train, right? And so we got really good audio. I'm not wearing any sound whatsoever.
Without going into it.
And these are where these cameras run.
You should always
And
walk
you can
into it.
completely show the let's see if I get this thing here. I turn that sound off there. Hopefully I don't get nailed by the crazy train. But you see that? Look at that. You can read the gauges, you can get symmetry. And then, of course, I went over to the where the train conductor sits right there. So really cool, little snappy moves right there. You get the whole interior shot. So if there's anything like on the wall, say there's a sign that you missed and you wanted to show, you get that 360 perspective. I just thought that was neat. And you know, colors are great. So, you know, when it gets down to it, okay, I'm kind of getting to the end of what I want to talk about is there's really not enough difference for Insta360 and the DJI Osmo to separate one another. I really don't think there's enough separation. I think both of them, if you're already a DJI fan, and you already like the ecosystem for DJI, you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy with the DJI Osmo. But if you want, you know, if you want software that does a lot of fun stuff, the Insta360 software has just a myriad, just a ton of different things that you can do in an edit that DJI doesn't have yet. The DJI is behind in the software game. Insta360 has got all of the fancy shots. They've got all of the what I call the creative stuff, and cabooses. You have enough to remember cabooses. Me too. The caboose is always something that as a kid you wanted to get in it, But yeah, I think if you're hunting for a camera and if you want probably the greatest vlogging camera in the world, this one still is the greatest vlogging camera. This is, guys, if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm just going to throw a camera in my bag, this is the one I'm throwing. This is the Pocket 3. This is the best vlogging camera ever made. It's perfect for what it does. I do not have a simple solution for that camera. It's just too good. Okay. And I always have this thing. I always pack this camera. This summer I didn't bring it. I didn't bring it on purpose. I didn't bring it because I wanted to test myself. Okay. I wanted to test to see if I could travel only with this kit. So this is the kit I traveled with this summer. So selfie stick. I did bring a DJI mic. I brought a mic too, because they connect up seamlessly. And I did a lot of work with the Ace Pro 2. So here's the Ace Pro 2 in a cage. One disadvantage, you have to have a cage, otherwise you can't connect it up to do vertical format. So you've got your vertical format, and you can now turn this into a vertical vlogging camera. It's just, guys, it's just, you can't beat it. I mean, to me, this design is just, this is where DJI just does not have it. This thing is a vertical vlogging beast. Okay, so I can go right like this. You go ahead and get, let's see, come on here. There we go. See, it's got me in frame, vertical vlogging beast. It's amazing. So, and then I can turn it around and see myself when I'm vlogging, and it does face priority and right there. So, I had a lot of fun with these, and DJI is not doing this kind of fun stuff. Action cameras are all about fun. And then this little bad boy, I can flip it over, pull the other camera out. I now am tied into the 360 camera. Both of them are on a stick now. Got it on the Lanzi stick. Bang. Okay, what's better about the Lanzi stick is I can extend it, and now I've got selfie mode going. So I can hook up mic system right here. It's, if I wanted to, or I can go completely wireless. So it's I did a whole summer of, with just this camera, these two cameras right here. But once again, DJI wins, where, they're the ones that had this wireless mic that's just killer, so it's, I like both companies, I do. DJI has given me a lot of cool things, but, when the 360 world, they haven't earned my respect yet. So they've earned my respect in some places. And as I evolve as a film guru, okay, and I've gone this direction, so guys, I'm moving forward, man. I'm moving forward in the vlogging world, and I have now graduated to big boy cameras. Got a couple different selfie sticks going on. Bang. Guess what? Another Ulanzi stick. This is the MT73. This I really love. The MT73, perfect for these big format cameras. And this one, I can mount vertical as well. Bam. I'm in selfie mode. Check that. Isn't that great? Guys, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love these cameras. Here, let's go ahead and turn it on. So, bang. Yeah, we gotta open up the lens. So there's always another step. All right, now we're at 10 millimeters. Okay. Isn't that great? So yeah, we can vlog. I can vlog myself vlogging. All right. So Canon. So R50 V. This thing is. I'm learning it. So. But this thing. This is, you know, I've got. I can go into the we call the cinema world with this puppy. So. But you gotta, once again, big learning curve. The new cameras, you can mount vertical. I can shoot in 4x3, or I can shoot 9x6, 16, 9x16, 16x9. So now I'm 16x9 format, and we've got selfie stick going. If we want to hit selfie, we can. We can go this way now. So that's the new world right there. The new world of, but it's a little bit bigger. You know, you're basically paying for weight, you know, where you didn't pay before. So it's a nice size. So if you got my hand right there, that gives you an idea of the size of the camera. And then this Ulanzi stick here, you got a button on the bottom. You push it, the handle blooms open, just like that. You get a nice wide base, and once again, you can set this thing down and raise it 30 inches. It's freaking awesome. So, and then now you got a vlogging stick. So this is the MT73, and the MT16 is what I use for my DJI cameras. So, but this lens here that I'm rocking here is a 10-18. This is my vlogging lens, and then I have the kit lens for this. Let's put the kit lens on it. Kit lens is I think it goes to 30 millimeters to 30, so you can do this. You can do a little more portrait stuff. So you got to get used to flipping lenses. Anybody that's knocked out a day's work with one of these puppies, you can see the lens. It's still light though. It's a bigger lens. It's got I do have zoom capability with this one, so we're now zooming. We have the ability to zoom. Let's go ahead and turn it on so you can see. Okay, now we can zoom in right there. Zoom in on you guys, the zoomies. You can see the aperture of the camera open and close too. It's kind of cool sensor. So once again, we can vlog. This one is this is 14-30, but it's an RF lens, so it's got stabilization and everything built into it. So you do get stabilization, and you get just enough to vlog with. So I'll go here, I'll open it up wide, and then I'll shoot. Right there, you can see I've got me in rule of thirds right there. So at arm's length. The other lens, the 10 to was it 10 to, what did I say, 10 to 18. This allows for you to have the camera much closer to your body. So This is your close focus lens. It's not the greatest, doesn't have a lot of glass, just enough though. And this is the one I keep on most of the time. So, but remember, if you're a novice, just buy a Pocket 3, but you're gonna pay the same amount and work less. I'd say there's less work with the Pocket 3. This one, you don't, you got to have all these lenses, okay? Do all this hard work. And let me go ahead and I'll give you an example, okay? Just a real quick example. And then I'll cut my live stream short. But okay, so you saw what I did to change lenses and do all those things with this Canon camera. Okay, so you pay for quality, you pay for it. Okay, you have to, to get that the better, cinematic looks. You're gonna have to. There's a little bit of pain and suffering. Oops, I gotta get this lens cover on. There we go. Okay, so there's a little pain and suffering that goes along with that. Plus, you got to carry a big bag. Yes. This is a good illustration of the amount of pain and suffering. Okay, so I got this big bag. By the way, this is my audio gear right here. Okay, I've got two different tripods. I got one that's for flexible, and I've got my stand-up tripod. Okay, so all this gear right here. Okay, all right, professional. Is APS-C is not very professional. Okay, once again, this gear. Watch this. Same exact camera, just different style. So. Right now, I have, I think, a 90-degree field of view, okay? You put that little doodad on, and that increases your field of view to 150 degrees, okay? So now, I mean, same camera. Look at what we've just done. Now, let's see if I can get this out here, okay? You see my image? You see that right there? It's the same exact what I just did. But look at the size. Look at the size difference. They're doing the same thing that I just showed you. You can see the image that. So instead of that giant camera with a, with a $500 lens, I get, there it is. Now there's the, watch that. Now I'll widen out the perspective. Look at how big the image got. Okay, the next thing I can do with this camera is they added, this is 4K 30, by the way. So there is my, I just changed it to 50 millimeters by pressing one button. Okay, you see how my head has gotten much larger on there? So that's by pushing one button. I'm going to click it again. I'm back to probably 20 millimeters. So that's the difference between this little camera. That's why everybody wants these. DJI, I'm just telling you. And then, of course, I can flip it both directions. Now I'm taking images of you. Now I'm taking images of myself. It just a no-brainer. This thing is, takes care of you when you're. I traveled a lot with this, and this thing did not disappoint in one location at all. I filmed so much. I had a 256 gig card in here. I probably could have bought a 512 and I would have filled it up. But just wonderful. But these things now are about $700 to $800, where they were new. They were $5, just like the 360 camera. But these are some of the most sought after cameras. When they create the Pocket 4, where do you think I'm going? Guys, I am going to move heaven and earth to get a Pocket 4. Okay, because of this. So think about this. This gear or this gear? Isn't that amazing? That's, to me, that just that answers its own question, So, all right. Okay, so yeah, guys, we're talking 360. You guys know that the 360 camera is going to be good. I think Tamara Gabriel showed you that there's been a lot of improvements. The X5 is really good. If you want to get an inexpensive X4, the X4 has a bunch of different modes. It's got the 5.7K plus mode. It's got the AI processors in it. It's just got a, I think this one, the X5 has just got one more chip. So, all right. But guys, I appreciate you guys popping in with me today. This is going to be a recorded stream. So, but hopefully you saw the difference that, you carry your gear, you got a purpose for it, right? And almost everybody is, when they're traveling, they're going to travel light. Okay. So I could have traveled with just this camera this summer. And then I went up to this one. I went to this, and this is 2 cameras in one bag. Okay. And I had not bought the Canon yet. The Canon is a point. That is a camera that I'm going to take out and I'm going to wear on me, and I'm going to take pictures as I go. These are going to sit in my backpack. So, and then I'm only going to take them out when I need to. It says, just like with drones, more bucks for more quality. I'm a drone absolute newbie. I just picked up the DJI 4K Mini from Amazon. Yeah, that's a great pickup, by the way. Here, let me just put up. I'm going to throw my screen capture up for you guys. This is just so you can see. This is the chat that I'm reading off of right here. This is Benelli guys basically question and answers, but here, I can put him in the center there. Should we widen it out there? Go right there. So put that right next to us. So yeah, cameras are a personal choice. The 360 is going to give you this kind of stuff. It's going to give you the knick-knacky stuff. It's going to give you the fun. A drone, by the way. Hey, Benelli, let me show you this one. This is another fun one. If you don't follow my content, you do now. This is my DJI Flip footage in New Orleans. So that's pretty cool, huh? DJI Flip. Some footage right there. So that was kind of fun, wasn't it? Okay, the other one I did, that's Beta FPV. Let's go out of there. Let's go to I got to get to this is the other one. This is the same thing. This is actually me shooting this boat moving. So I do not recommend that. If you're a newbie, do not fly your drone while the boat is moving. It's not easy. You have to understand what it's going to do and the difficulty of retrieving it. So GPS does not help. So, and you can see I'm behind there. I've got permission by the captain to fly it. He's saying, yeah, go ahead, fly it. So, but yeah, you could do this with the Mini. The Mini would do this shot. The Mini doesn't have the same camera. This has got the 1/1.3 inch sensor camera. The DJI Flip. This is not the Air 3S. I've got the Air 3S behind me there. I don't hardly fly it. Hey, thank you. Appreciate your support. But yeah, so yeah, I had a little bit of fun. I had some stuff. The Meteor was fun too. I did fly the Meteor. The Air 3S is just a different experience. This is some shorts for the Air 3S. The night sensor is better, and it gives you just a lot of different cool things you can do. Like I said, I don't normally put up shorts. This is a DJI Flip shot right here. You can had a little bit of fun with that. This is earlier that year. It's at a vineyard that I stayed at, California. More DJI Flip stuff. Let's see, anything else in there? Oh boy, let's see, Avata 2. I thought I did. Yeah, I would say if you're going to get into some serious flying, you might want to get into the Avata 2. The Avata is, you know, going to give you some fast flight. It's going to give you great video. I didn't do a very good job stabilizing this. So I can do better than that. But so anyway, here's some X4 footage. X4. So you want to save money on 360. You don't want to spend $500. This is the X4. You can get an X4 right now. Let me see if I can find you a price on an X4. Here's an Insta360 X4. It says 424. I think I would, yeah, these are some, yeah, prices are pretty high still, 424. But this is the X4. So I just wanted you to see some footage from the X4. This is, you know, fun stuff, e-bike stuff. That's all. X4 did all that. I shot the footage. The X4 is doing all the editing. So I just did a little fall ride, and so all the camera tricks are all done. DJI can't do this. DJI does not have the smart editing. They're going to get there, though. They're going to get there. These guys got the AI working for them. But the X4's, you know, great camera. And it's the same size as the X5. It has, I would say, comparable quality. Depends on how you use it, you know. So, but that's X4. This is X4 as well. This is quality right here. So this gives you an idea of, if you get the right lighting, the X4 does a really good job. This is golden hour shots, 8K 24. So I was just, like I said, just shooting a breeze with that thing. You can get really good quality with the X4. So, all right. I think the X4 price should come down to the $399 range is my guess. That's $499, $424, kind of pricey. I would almost go Action 5 at this point. The Action 5. Do I have an Action 5? Oh boy. All right, the last hurrah here. Do I have an Action 5? Yes, I do. You notice that I got the same case, but a different, okay. There is the Action 5 right there with there's the Action 5 there with the mini mics. Remember, notice the selfie stick that's there. MT16. Told you. Elanzi MT16. I'm a huge lover of these things. These things are excellent. Hardly ever use the X5. That camera behind me right there, that is the Action 4. So, guys, don't get me wrong here. I'm supporting these guys. Okay, there's the Action 5. The Action 5 has some cool things that it does. If you're an Action 5 lover, there's the Action 5 right there, and you can mount the Action 5 vertically, and but you have the small screen. That's your challenge there. Does it work? Let's see if it works. Let's see if it fires up. Let's see if it fires up. Let's see if she fires up. Well, that's kind of slow, huh? So there it is right there in vertical mode. So great camera. Action 5's great camera. It doesn't get, it's not getting any love right now. It doesn't get any love. Once again, small package, easy to, you have to like the dark, you have to like the darker footage. You have to like the, you know, you gotta love the darker footage. But yeah, the X5 is still in the arsenal. I told you this year I was going to go all. Then, you know, we got the budget of the century. This is the budget camera of the century, the Action 4 mounted on a 3.5-inch drone. So it's mounted on here. Once again, it's got the quick connect. And let's see if she fires up. Got a smaller screen right there. We can mount it vertically right there. It does have the ability to, I think it does AI track. Let's see. It's been a while since I've had her open. Let's photograph. Let's go to video mode. Go into video mode. I think we go vertical. It doesn't have, it's got, let's see, HB. It's got horizon balancing. I know it works with all the audio systems, so you can hook up all your mics to this puppy. So she's ready to go, man. She's fired up. She's fired right up. So it was just this was just an earlier version of, I'm gonna shut her down, but this is for drones. I'll put this on drones, and they're $299. You can get one of these Action 4s for $299. Stick it on a drone and throw a huge battery on here and do your cinematic shot for some company. And then I'll basically put it in 4x3 mode, and then I'll shoot this with a I'll put this through gyro flow stabilization, and it looks amazing. So, all right, it's time to better pay attention to random tech. I do a lot of stuff, guys. I do a lot of stuff. All righty, I'm going to take off here, but appreciate you guys. I just want to show you, you know, guys, the OSMO is great. It's wonderful, you know, but you know, there's products out there that nobody's touching right now. If you want to, you know, like I said, if you want to go through the shorts, I suggest you do. I just, like I said, I don't have that many shorts. I don't know. I've got that, my attention span is that short, that's for sure. But I was just going to go see if there's any other interesting shorts in my past, in my Cabo 25. Yeah. I guess I need to do some more. There's a Neo. Yeah, the Neos. I had so much fun with the Neo, but anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had with the bigger quads. Alrighty, guys, I am going to lock it down for the day. I thank you very much for hanging out with me, and so I'm not sitting here in complete silence. It is only 4:59. Usually I start at about 4:30, and I'm usually going till about 5:30. But yep, DJI being out of commission for us has made it a little bit challenging. I don't know what else to say, other than, you know, just be patient. Insta360 doesn't have a target on it, so they just keep putting up gear, and we'll just keep buying Insta360 gear. They make great gear, and as soon as I can get a hand on one of those OSMO 360 cameras, I'll take it out in the desert and we'll do a little bit of a stream with it, and wander around and see how it works. So check those deals on Amazon. The gear, the DJI gear is getting, it's coming down. So, all righty, guys, I am out of here. Have a great one. I really do enjoy your time. Find the camera. If you're looking for a camera, find one, that's right for you. The camera that is right for you is the one you're going to carry with you and use. And if it's this big, you'll use it. Okay. If it's this big, you might use it. You might not. Yeah, you enjoy your weekend too, guys. Thank you so much. And have a great evening. If you're in Europe, it's very late. If you're in the US, it is 5 o'clock, time for dinner. All right. And I guess I'm out of here. See ya. Thank you.